Good evening, everyone, and welcome to my Instagram handle. Tonight, we are talking music business, and it's my great pleasure to invite a distinguished personality, a strong pillar in the gospel music. Well, let me take that back. A strong pillar in the music production in Nigeria. And when we talk about anything he touches turns to gold, this is the person I'm talking about. And I'm talking about none other than Ambassador Wole Oni. And he's right here. It will be my pleasure to bring him in so that we start off our welcome, sir.
Hello, sir.
Well done, oh. We've been seeing your great exploits in the United States of America. And I want to say that we are so proud of you as a Nigerian. Uh, this, can you hear me, sir? Wow. Okay, can you hear me now?
Yes.
Okay. I was saying earlier on that we are so proud of your exploits during this
Thank
lockdown season. Uh,
you.
in fact, at a point, I thought that maybe you had relocated finally to the United States.
well,
But
I'm doing a couple of projects here and there.
okay,
So for now, I have some projects I'm doing in the States. So that's why I'm here.
okay. Uh, so let me start by saying thank you for obliging us, and so sorry for the mix-up in the time. I thought
Yes.
we had agreed to 6, and in fact, I came down and then set up the whole thing and kept on waiting until you
Wow.
know you had to not send me that message. But I'm so glad that you can make it to my Instagram handle. And to
Thank you,
those
sir.
of us that are watching from Nigeria and all over the world, this is Ambassador Wole Oni himself in that building, and
Thank you
he will
for
be
having me.
discussing music business with us. And but before we get started with the real thing, I want to ask, who is Ambassador Wole Oni?
Okay. Well, this question is good, but sometimes I don't even know how to market myself or probably just profile myself. But I'll just put it in a very uh, short form. I'm a Nigerian by His grace. I'm a Yoruba man from Ondo State. Um, I grew up in church. I started to do
Mm,
music, at a very tender age. Crossed over to music production. Studied computer science. Also,
mm,
work with a lot of A-list artists and across the board, and
mm,
done several things to the glory of God. Just to see that. Um, my aim as a person to see that I'm able to channel African sound and what we have internationally. So I'm just a very easygoing. I'm an easygoing individual. Very I believe in God. I put God first in everything I
mm,
do, and I'm still working. Striving every day to make sure that our voice is heard all over the world. That we're not just
mm.
reclined to the back and as though we are black in skin, but our mind is not black. And so that's the culture that I'm putting everywhere in the world to see that myself as an ambassador, not only for Yamaha, not only for UN, but of course for Africa. We're able to channel everything that we represent all over the world and be able to showcase our talents and gifting across board.
Yes, and for your information, Ambassador Wole Oni is the Yamaha African Yamaha ambassador.
That's right.
And if you know what that means, it's not a very small feat where a great brand like Yamaha can look through the whole continent and bring out just one particular person who is championing the cause of African music all over the world. And we are so proud that we can have such a brand. Wole Oni is not just a musician. Wole Oni is a brand. And that's the reason why when you mention that name, you mention him with some specifics. Somebody once said that the height that have been attained by men was not attained by sudden flight. You did not just jump into music. You toiled and you walked your way through to the top. Can you give us an inkling into your beginning, the early beginnings, and how you were able to move from obscurity now to celebrity?
Yeah. Okay. This question has been asked over and over for many people to want to find out what is the template, what was the technical know-how to how I've come this far, doing music and being able to sustain yourself over the years with music. And I think for me, that is a lot of the question that people don't have answers for. When you are getting paid for your passion, it's a different thing to when you wake up in the morning, 6 a.m., you're going to a white collar job or a 9 to 5 or 9 to 6 job. And then you return home, you're not satisfied. So for me, at inception, what I had was the interest to do the passion, do what I love to do, which is music. I mean, I grew up in a house whereby my siblings were doing music. My brothers would play music, late 70s to early 80s, and we would listen to music. But of course, I didn't know what it is that the music was going to bring my way. But I just love music, and I found myself in church, which is the platform that a lot of us found ourselves. When we're growing up, to see that we are able to equip ourselves and re-engineer ourselves to understand the algorithms of music and be able to plug ourselves in, whether we want to do it as a career or just doing it as a passion or whatever it is that we call it. So for me, it was from that era that I began to delve in, deep into music to be able to see if it's something that I would like to do. But a lot of accolades surrounding music wasn't very encouraging at that point in time. People would want you to be a doctor rather than being a musician, because then the compensation that we have now to what we have then wasn't the same. People can do music and probably feed a family or own, it has own business and multi-million kind of stuff. So, but then it's changing. So, but then I had a passion to, this is what I want to do. Even though I wanted to be a medical doctor, I was still pushing forward that, okay, let me do music and also pick something that is notable or very that is reputable in the industry as to do music, and people will say, oh, okay, you're a doctor, you do music, that sounds good, rather than saying you're just a musician, which is changing anyway. So I got myself, doing it, but the passion kept me going. Plus the fact that I had a dream. The dream, whether it was sleeping at night or just a dream that you call vision, but it was a dream, in the process of me seeing myself beyond just playing the keyboard, beyond just standing behind an artist, beyond just being a backup musician. I see myself as a lead, musician who can take the stage and be able to do something. And then there came this passion to wanting to help people. I have this passion to make people. I love to see people become something out of nothing through me. And I think one of my core gifting at that point in time to be able to, to help people harness their gift and push them, propel them into greatness, a long run. So for me, I followed through. Money wasn't forthcoming at that point in time. In fact, in most cases, when we go for music event and all that, or maybe all we get is just a thank you, God bless you, and then maybe a bowl of rice. If you're lucky, say, oh, well, the music was good today. But I kept on doing it, and this is one of the issues that we have today. Many people are reaching out for results quickly. You start a business, you start something very quickly. In 2 weeks, you're expecting a return, which is not MMM. Your gifting is not MMM. So you put in time. You want to build up the time. You want to build up what you have. You want to perfect your craft, master your craft, and be good. And fine tune yourself and be worthy of the stage when it comes to you showcasing yourself. When you are in a platform that people are seeing you, you want to be conspicuous and say, okay, this person is doing music. Is it worth it? Just like today, you find many musicians will say, "This is my work," but when you engage them, what they're giving to you is not worth what they're asking for. So, as a process of perfecting your craft. So I went through that perfecting my craft without any money back, until things started coming on good. I produced one E track. There's a guy called Bebiala Desa who did one song. So it was in the early 2000.
Yes, I remember him.
So that was the first song I did, and I'd done a lot of songs prior to that, but nobody didn't know who Wole was. But I kept on working. And many of the jobs were not paying. Sometimes I had to do for free, but then I had a vision that, okay, let me invest in myself. I bought books. We go anything and anything. I mean, it was not like now that we had YouTube. There was no YouTube back in the days to say, okay, you won't learn from anybody. So those who were like the giants that you run to them, they feel too big to teach you. Like now, thank God for what you're doing, sir. And you have tutored and trained a lot of people. I mean, I hear stories of how well you have done, and I thank God for your life, sir. So I think that in those era, we never had those who would call a close mentor who would, on their own, just naturally warm up to you or say, okay, come and learn from me. Now, if they want to teach you, you have to come be their washerman or something like that. You have to kind of give service that would compensate for their tutoring for you. So I went through all that. Didn't have anybody to say this person training, but then I was, like I said, I was aiming at getting the best. And one of the things that kept me was the fact that I wanted to give my best to everything I do. So that is one thing that is lacking in today's, young people's world. We don't give our best. People just do it. If the payment is not worth the time, you don't give your best. And so during my time, it wasn't based on payment. It was based on we wanted to make a statement. We wanted to just do something that is different from what is known. I remember when I produced for Falake Omosin, it wasn't. In fact, it took about 6 months for that transaction to come on board, and we kept on going back and forth because she would say, "This is what I can afford." I would say, "This is what I can produce for," because I knew that this is my onions, and they can't afford me. I wouldn't do it. So, but finally we got to do it, and then we spent another 6 months in working on the production, just that production, and then people would say, this work is good, release it like, and I said, no, that's not good. And I tell you, the first track that really got so big on the album that walk around with Kosoba Bire. So many people with Kosoba Bire. I sequenced that track like 4 times. I did the first one. I said, and the man said, this sounds good. I said no, because I had a vision of what I was looking for. So when I eventually got what I was looking for, and then we released out, and then it was, you all know the history. So for me, how I've come this far was the fact that I put in more into what I do, no matter how it is. Even if I'm going to perform to one person in a room, I do my best to make sure that it's excellent enough to get anybody's attention, and to not only to show up, but of course to also to give glory to God. They say, okay, the giver of the gift is happy about the gift. Exactly. Because that's one thing. Many people would hide behind religion and say, "Oh, I'm this, I'm that. The Spirit is filling me," and then what you're given is not worthy of the masters who gave the gift. So you are not, you're not showing, gratitude in a way. That's the way I would put it. So for me, that was just, and that was what led to the other things, whether Yamaha, whether UN, and all of that.
Yes.
So the traits of excellence, traits of consistency, the traits of, oh, this person is doing his best, this person is different, this person is not driven by this person, not driven by fame. Because trust me, many people who are seeking fame, fame will come and go. But when your work can stand, trust me, fame would always be something that happens every morning, just like the mercy of God. Morning is new every morning. And I keep telling people that sometimes when you chase the shadow of anything, sooner or later, when the sun is up there, the shadow will be diminished. So you chase the real thing, so that when you stand the test of time, you're still standing. Because today, in fact, even pick the Falake Muslim, like I said, play it today. It sounds good. I mean, I played it recently. I'm like, wow, So many people's work, when you listen to them, even if it was done 2 years ago, it doesn't sound compliant. It sounds like so people don't, because I mean, I grew up in the era of analog recording, whereby we have to, this red and blue light. I mean, that's so when you have to put on red light and say, okay, so it was a real musician, which what is missing in today's world. The musicianship is no longer there. People just depend so much on computer simulation and just glide day by day, just to anything you can think, your finger can do it on the keyboard, rather than learning the craft and be able to do it. Yes, sir.
That's one thing I've observed. Yeah, that's one thing I've observed about your skill, that you're not just a run-of-the-mill type of musician, that whenever you do something, we see a trace of excellence in it. And no wonder you have excelled all the while. And then, with specific reference to the way you handle the keyboard, it's like you created the keyboard all for yourself. And anytime you're on the keyboard, it's like you are not the one there. It's something else that is actually wowing you, especially with your interpretation of African nuances, African music on the keyboard. Is that intentional and deliberate?
Okay, well, see, the thing about it, nothing in the world comes as a mistake. Nothing in the world comes as a mistake. There has to be something that has, like prepared it from the beginning. First church that I started going when I was like age 4 was a Cherubim and Seraphim Church. Was the Cherubim and Seraphim Church. So my father used to play the harmonics organ. That one did you pump with your legs, and I would play the percussion. So I have the rhythmic nature, or the percussion sound inside of me, whereby I'm able to, entwine myself with African sound and able to play without having to worry of tempo, consistency, and rhythmic structure for me. So that was my background. And then moving forward, we then went to Anglican church, whereby I then learned classical music, playing all the hymns and all that. So you can see that the procession was was gradual. From there I moved into playing jazz music. From there I moved into play contemporary music and what have you. So it was a succession that I followed through in doing this music. And for me, I think one of the things that I also would give credit to God for is the fact that when I'm playing, sometimes I don't even know what I'm playing, but I just realize that I'm playing. I feel that there's some angels, or maybe some elements, some heavenly elements, or and are there, accompanying music with him. But by and large, is that I pay attention to rehearsal and preparation. Many people don't prepare before they go on stage or go to do anything. I prepare. Even if you have done your 7 days fasting, you have read the word and everything, and you're ready to go on stage, you've practiced, you still pray, because sometimes also you want to be you want everything to be smooth. I've seen cases of people at parties and done everything. Maybe they are having a concert in an open air, and then rain just started, and or something just just went wrong. Like the system. So you put the element of the divine element in perspective so that everything is smooth. However, I love the fact that when I'm doing music, I'm communicating. Communication is very important in music. Many people do music without communicating. Music itself is a language. If you're speaking Hausa language to me, for example, let's say our local language, and I don't understand Hausa, even if you are trying to praise me in Hausa, to me, you will not make any effort. Your effort will not make any point to me. I will feel the same, So that's the way it is for music. When you want to do music, you understand the terrain, you understand the environment that you're in, and then you are able to dispense the music accordingly, so that those who are listening to you would understand what you're trying to do. It's like me going to mission, for example, and I'm playing jazz. It sounds good. It's nice. Maybe I have all the phrasing and all the the reefs and the lines and all that going on. But because it's not that kind of music, they would not appreciate it. It's the same thing as me taking Fuji to some places that they don't understand what Fuji music is. They will not appreciate it. So every music, you need to understand the environment at which you want to deliver your music to see that the music is is viable for that environment, and that for me is what I put in first when I'm going out to go and perform.
Okay. Alanti were the one that produced Igwe, the Midnight Cruise Igwe. Yes, and a lot of people do not know that the story behind that production. Can you tell us the story behind
it? Hey, Jumbo, how you doing? As a friend of mine there, Jumbo in Maryland. Well done, man. Okay. And everybody watching. Thank you guys for watching us. So now the Igwe music happened before that. They had done it before in their first album, and then didn't really get so much attention as what now happened afterwards. When they brought it to me, I just realized that this music can be better than what it is. What are the things that can drive African music? Is rhythm. Our first element is rhythm. So when the rhythm is not there, people, African people wouldn't be able to find a way to be able to move their body. And so you find a music that can cross over from just being a song from your sitting room into church, into mainstream. So rhythm has to be one of the things that must be put in place. So, and I realized that when you have a song that is not a sing-along song, especially when it's gospel, people don't tend to want to buy into it. So you want to create a song that is easy to sing along. Igwe, 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 and as simple as this. The progression is not so difficult, even though the intro was a bit crazy, because it said let's something that has a bang. You turn on the music, it had so that was what we had, like a thunder, rattle, like So we had that in there, and it's okay. Once we do the intro, we come into a place of there's calmness. We're able to focus on the music, and then let's keep it constant. Even though I know that a lot of church musicians love syncopation, love that is good, but then you must understand how to place them. So what I did was create a rhythm that is very good. Also made the singing to be playful. It's playful. It sounds very unserious, but then it's still going on. And then we did all that by the help of Holy Spirit, and got so good. Midnight Crew already, was a good group. Well, at that point anyway, we were going places and doing stuff. So when the song was done, they were able to circulate it, and because that's one thing about music too. When you're done with good music, if you don't circulate the music, it's as good as just wasting your time. You good food, you have a good kitchen, you cook, people can smell your food from afar, but nobody ever tasted it. It's as good as just you and yourself. So they were able to promote the music, and this were the things we do. But of course, in creating the music, because it was done before, so I took a different element of whether we move a soukous beat or move a common sound, which I picked the bass. Dun, 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 dun. That was Sweet Mother. So I said, okay, let me pick something that people can, because it's very important that you identify something that is common with people in the music. So you can refresh them, and anytime they listen, they're able to remember that, okay, this means, so I put dun 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 at some point, if some of you are listening to the song, and then dun 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 dun, and then that became like the structure that kind of have a grip that attract and entice people in listening more to the song. So, and that's how the song came about.
Yes. Please, if you have questions to ask, you can go ahead and type your questions. He'll be here to answer your question. Now, how did you receive such a Yamaha attention? I mean, from millions of people that have been playing jazz over the years, you were the only person that Yamaha saw. How did you get such an attention?
Okay, okay. Let me say one thing. People think that it's just by accident. It wasn't by accident. It was preordained like that. But then also good relationship also would help you to get in some places. Naturally, you won't get it, because I keep telling musicians sometimes that with your skills and everything that you have, with your I can play this, play that. If you don't have good attitude, if you don't have good relationship with people, definitely it won't take you far. So you want to go very far. You build good relationship with people. You have good attitude towards everything. Good. I'm not saying being arrogant. Being good, because I see many people they don't know. Maybe they just achieve just one thing, then the agenda is flying high. They're proud. Trust me, maybe the person who wants to help you to the next level is just one young boy who you look down on. So now there was a project I was running with Makaremu. Even himself didn't remember this. We were in London, so we're going to mix the job with the guy. Tolu Okewo, he's a friend in the UK. And then this guy is, I think he's a Cameroonian. So he was there. And then the guy said, oh, this is Wole. Of course, when people meet you for the first time, how happy they are. And I greeted him very well. I was very nice to him. And so it was a lecturer in one of the schools in the UK. It was teaching, I think it was in SAE or so, it was teaching sound engineering. And then they said, oh, that's, he listened to my music, which was Folake Omosin.
Okay.
So I'm talking about this, this was in 2014 or 2015. So imagine a job that I'd done to 2003. Somebody is referring in 2013. So he said, oh, wow. That when he was writing his exam, he used to use my music as a specimen with his lecturer to defend what he's trying to do. And they would say, oh, they like this music. Never knew that. I never knew that. And he said, oh, he likes the music, it's nice. And then when he was doing the music, because, he didn't understand African talking drum. So he would say, so African talking, because, of course, our talking drum naturally does not have low end. So it is an exaggerated boost that we give it to when we amplify it. People will say, I want talking drum to have bass. When you tell any white man to mix this instrument, they'll tell you the natural sound of that has no bass, has no low end. So why do you want to complicate the issue by adding it? But then in an African context, we see that for us to be able to appreciate it, for us to be able to go by, we have to add that. So it was mixing that particular instrument, and Makarim was saying, no, that's not the sound. And I didn't say anything. And he said, no, what did he tell us? I said, ask him, does he want me to say it? I said, yeah, already. So he tell us about the mix. So I told him, and then we got the result. I was happy, and then we left. Now, fast forward to 2016, towards the end. So Yamaha was coming to Nigeria to do a masterclass. So Montage was just coming out, you know, Montage was just coming out, you know, and then they brought it to Africa for the first time. You know, it was Cousins, this
Okay.
dealers that you know was hosting in Radisson Blue. So they invited me to come, and so sat down there, and then some Nigerians too were there, you know, and this Chinese guy from Japan, this guy, this you know, he came and he was trying to demo the montage. You know, of course, the Chinese man's trying to cook you amala and begiri. How will it taste? So he didn't understand the environment. So he was doing the thing that he would do anywhere in the world that got him attention. But for a Nigerian audience, it was a no-no. It was struggling to it. People were not really feeling the keyboard like, and then people say, Wole, Wole. I'm like, oh goodness. I just want to,
Wow.
I wanted to come here and just hide myself. So as I was going out to be okay, let me just, you know, go out and just take some time out just to see one or two friends. And then I ran into this guy, this same guy, this engineer who John, his name is John, by the way, in London. And he said, oh, then he called his manager and said, oh, this is Wole I've been telling you that I met in London. So you want to do this? He said, oh, really? So we greeted. The guy gave me his card and said, send us a mail if you want to, you know, do stuff. And I said, okay. I wasn't paying attention to it. So I gave the card to my PA. So you know what? Send a mail to the storage they want to do, because I've heard that they've done several auditions in Nigeria. They've done series of auditioning and they haven't given to anybody. They will just say this one is not good. No, we don't want it. You can't play classical. You can't. So they want somebody who can do all the kind of music, because your music is not just about one music. It's not one genre of music. It's all about all. So you must be able to do juju, African, classic, anything music. You must be able to do it, and then you must be able to sell the product. So those they've come across is that they can sell, they can play, is that they can. So they just didn't have a balance. So it's not just the fact that they want to sign somebody on. It's not just, you must have all those elements, and then it must be a brand that people look up to. So it was they want to sell. You know, they're not. They're not a charity organization. They are a business company. They want to sell their products. So you know, that left, and then in 2017, fast forward around March, you know, they called me and said, "Oh, would you like to be signed on by your mom?" Like, what a joke! I said, "I don't know if you. Yeah, it's okay. Meet us somewhere." So they came to Radisson Blue. Hello, Coyote, how you doing? So we, you know, in that meeting, it was auditioning, but I didn't know it was auditioning. So they sat down with me, and they were asking, it was like a play. They you know, they had drinks and they would take popcorn and all that. So we were just, you know, gisting, and in the gist was the auditioning. They were asking me questions that normally, if you're not very smart or you don't know what it is that you're doing, you will not know that they're testing your brain. So they were asking questions about this. What do you think about African sound? What do you have in this? So I was just talking, because this is what I do every day. So I don't need to go and read the text to answer what I do every day. So, and then they left. Then they called me about 2 weeks after and said, okay, they're going to come and give me keyboard. They sent me a contract. I was like, just like that. And then they came and they said,
Wow.
yeah, and they said, do I know that they've been studying me for the past 10 years? I said, what? They said, yes, that because when names were submitted to them, they were looking through all of them. They check Google for some, they can't find any of them. Some of them who can play don't have any Instagram handle. Some of them can play, don't have any Facebook. So when they check their Facebook and they say they're a musician, it's either they are not playing music or they're just talking. So they can't say anything that says this person can play music. So, but for me, they can trace the music that I've done over the years. Is it the Tosin Martins? Is it the Lara George? Is it the, you know, all of that? They were checking them out and said this person would. So they brought the keyboard, they signed me on, and I said, wow, that was good. You know, so that was the beginning of our journey. And then moving forward, you know, I keep telling people sometimes you can be blessed, but the point is, do you have what it takes to sustain the blessing? You understand? So people can give you a blessing and say, oh, I'm blessing you with this. I'm giving you this position of a leadership or position of a manager of this. And then you get there and you find out you don't know anything. You can't even keep up. Then before you know what, blessing slips away from your hand. So at that point in time, it's not God's fault. So that's why it's good for us to prepare ourselves ahead of time. Before you get the endorsement, before you get the break, be ready. Practice every day. Practice every day. Get yourself prepared. Get yourself equipped. Read. Do all that you can do. Get ready for all of those things. So going forward, they now said, oh, okay, I need to do them a video. And I was like, okay, video. So now to do a video for a new instrument that was just made, I can't do it like a white man because I don't want to be like that. I want to be me. I want to be an African person who is playing, Western instruments in a different way. So I said, okay, I will approach this in my African way. So I created something first, then I did it. And I said to them, I said, you know what? In Africa, we love beauty, we love colors, we love good environment, something more spicy, because I realized that the ones that were dealing with them would just wear a shirt and just sit behind a black background and just play the keyboard, nothing. I said, no, this is boring. I don't want to do that. So in my own case, I met with my my stylist, Ouch. Yes, I said, okay, let's do this differently. Even though I wasn't paid for that. So when I had to get some things done, I put on what's this Igbo dress? This Igbo, I don't know what they call it again. But this Igbo dress. Yeah, so you know what it is. So
I don't know what it's called. Yeah, so
yeah. So that's what I used, for the first video. And when they took it to their office in Dubai and they sent it to Japan, they were like, "What? This is different. This is nice." Now, that is first hurdle that I crossed, which is convincing them that this person you're giving this thing to is worth, he can do it. So they said, okay, come on. They said, okay, come and do masterclass for us in Luzon. So they already had their plan before I came on board, but then they put me there. And then at the, okay, somebody said, thank you very much. Isiagu, thank you.
Yeah, Isiagu.
Isiagu, yes, that's what it's called. Thank you, Kings. And notes. So at that point in time, there was a guy, older guy, Peter Batman, who has been working with them for the past 26 years thereabout. So, and then it was one that was scheduled for the masterclass, but then they put me there, and then they realized that when we're going to start, the boss came all the way just to see this Wole, because he heard the news. I said what I did. And that's why you have to prepare at every point in time to be ready. To be ready. Don't take any performance or any event for granted. Don't say it's just kids who are there. It's just two people, just myself playing. I mean, like we're doing now. I don't know who's watching, but then I'm just doing my best to make sure that we are communicating to people and people are learning one or two things from what we're saying. So from there, the guy came on board and just performed and did his keyboard. He was doing PSR 970 or so, So I came on board to do my montage, and the whole audience was like, "Holy!" So the man was, wow, the ovation was like, you're popular. You're popular. I said, this is my terrain. So when I finished my performance, it was nice. Everybody was happy. The boss was so happy. Then he said, you know what? Come and perform for us at that convention. This convention happens, usually would happen in Dubai around September, thereabout. So no Nigerian has ever performed there. No, I won't say African because I don't know if there, but then there's no African person who has come to perform in that convention. Then one of the distributors, Mr. Gomak, said, oh, do you know that we've been begging them for the past 15 years to let us get one person, and they will say we can't find anybody. But thank God that you came on. And I was like, oh, really? And I said, so it means that there's a search for people who can fit into a gap they're looking for, but they can't find for reason best to them. Not because they're not people who can play in Nigeria. There are a lot of good keyboard players in Nigeria and all of that. But to be able to merge everything together, being able to play well and be able to be alert, be able to have the sound mind to be able to carry people and be able to market the products is the things that you need to intertwine into what it is that they would use to be able to get an ambassador to say, okay, come and be our ambassador. So it's not just that you can play or run scales or you can play all the all the notes and the nuances and all that. It's about being able to carry the flag of what they, what they produce and what they want people to know about. So we went to that convention. I went there with the mindset of I'm an African. I'm going to showcase my African sound here. And guess what? In that convention, they bring anybody and anybody. John Legend, anybody will come because these are people on the team. These are people that are in their label and signed on by Chikoria, and so these are names. So here comes one man from Nigeria.
Wow.
But when I was going, my brother is a very great stylist. So I asked him to make me different nice outfits. So he did. I wanted to have this Niger Delta look, so just to be different because you must stand out anywhere you find yourself. That's how you can do business. People can do business with you when you are different. People don't pay extra for the norm. When something is norm, they don't pay extra for it. But when something is extraordinary, then they pay extra. So people musicians need to understand that you need to be extraordinary. It's not just complete. I sing like this person. I sing like this person. A copy of another person is just a copy. It's a duplicate. So you need to be original. So we need to understand that. So when I got there, I'd packaged my music and it took me like 5 days. I locked my studio. I said, no visitor, nobody's coming to see me. I'm going for a convention in Dubai, and I must prepare myself to it. So I prepared musically. I prepared, costume-wise and everything. And then I got myself set for it. And then when we got there, because we're going to spend, it was just 2 days, but what he has, I had about 4 engineers assigned to me.
4 engineers?
Yes. So because you have to do your stereo right and left, and then do your back and all that, and then you plug in your sound. Of course, this kind of sound that I heard there, I'm like, wow. It was awesome. It was awesome. So it would be like you're having another spirit to play with you in that room because everything was just right. And in the old setup, I learned management. I learned structure. Yamaha company, even though we think they are keyboard company, they are very structured. Oh my goodness. All of the staffs, all of the staff, they can play, they can connect keyboard, they can pack seats, they can clean, they can do anything. They can do. So it's not just you that you're saying I'm a clerk or I'm a receptionist or I'm a manager. They can all do everything. I'm like, I've never seen anything in my life. How people can be trained like that to be able to play. They can sell the product. They can instruct on the product. They can clean. They can type. They can talk on phone. They can market. They can do anything. It was like an eye opener for me. Like, wow. So it means that in Nigeria, sometimes you will see an artist who hasn't been anything. You want to have manager 1, manager 2. You want to have PA 1, PA 2. You're not even earning so much, and you're wasting your money on all of those things. Why don't you multitask? So that you can be able to channel your resources into something that would, help you get bigger. Wait on you are bigger. Don't start to share or just cut your resources all up and down in pieces. So the point is, what I saw there was really, really, really intriguing. And the guys who came from Hollywood, from New York, from everywhere in the world were very, very amazed to say, "Oh, Pastor Dotun, hello, sir." So they were like, "Oh man, I like your dressing. I like it." I said, "Okay, that's person. You must like my music." Then because the way the keyboard is made, you can actually combine about 64 tones at a time. So many people who come there to sample will just pick one tone that's already made and use it. So, but then I spent time from Nigeria. I'd recorded my stuff. I did a lot of patches. I had a lot of piano sound, different sound. Because I was ready to play with sounds. So now when it was 2 days. So the first day, the manager, which is their overall manager, came to me and said, you're going to perform to a non-English speaking audience. They are Russians. So when I'm talking, I want to play anything, somebody would interpret. He said, these people don't laugh, they don't clap. If they don't laugh, they don't clap. Don't be worried. This is who they are. They are big men, you know. So big men. I said, okay. Inside of me, I'm like, they are gonna laugh, they're gonna clap. So now before my time came in, I sat down somewhere and I was listening to some of the other guys who were doing stuff. And they will play, we will just look at them and next they'll play. I'm like, no, I'm not going to come all the way from Nigeria and do this. I said, Mbano, it's not working. Mbano. So now I took my beat first. Before I talk, I just greeted them. They didn't say anything. So I said to them, I said, the sound I want to play now is for young people. So if you are young in this building, make some noise. They didn't say anything. I said, okay. Tell them, I said, if there are old people here are ready to go to their grave, let them make a noise. Let them keep quiet. And then the man said that. And then, and then they said, make some noise. And they make some noise. And I realized that I was playing anything I was playing, they were responding. I said, oh. Didn't know when I was done with that particular performance, the other guy who was working with their boss, like the PA to the manager, general manager, he ran to me and said, what did you do? My boss took a 4 pages note about you, what you were doing, how people were responding to you. That it's never happened before. He has never done that before. He was taking notes of everything you were doing and playing. So in that performance, I played talking drum, even though there was no talking drum on that keyboard. I played the Igbo flutes. I play anything, marimba. I just went different routes from what people would have played the piano or play strings. So I went differently in playing our African sound in different ways, and also not just play African sound and not making sense. I put some jazz into it. I did some atonal movements. I did different chord changes and some loop and all of that into it, and it made a lot of musical sense. But then I created it from a different angle of an African man playing an Oyibo instrument. So, and they said, okay, you're going to be in all band performance, which is the second day, which is the grand finale, And then the second day, I was going to perform to both the English speaking and non-English speaking audience. So the second day, the hall was packed. Everywhere was sitting down. There was this, quietness in the room, and then everybody was talking. Then some of them who didn't see me yesterday were like, "Who's this African black man?" I was the only black man there, But then I had my cap, like Nagedeta on. I had so they were wondering, "Wow, I like his dressing. Because that's one thing about Western people. When you look good, they'll tell you. So when I was coming into the auditorium, they were already saying, "Oh wow, nice attire. You look good." That's okay. That's good. And then I make sure that I bought the best perfume. However, to smell good, it's a good package. You understand what I'm saying? So you smell good, you look good, you play good. All of this has to go together. If you want to let your business go further, not just that you're doing something, you put in your business well, so that if you're going to go have a meeting, you prepare yourself. You in a way that you will be accepted. The way you look, the way you talk, the way you speak, the way you move, the way you sit, everything about you, your demeanor, everything must speak that volume. Not just take yourself there and be speaking rubbish, and then you don't even smell good. Some people you sit around them in a studio session, you probably just run away because the Odori Pharaoh saga.
Wow.
So it's a full package. You understand, sir? It's a full package.
Yes, exactly.
You must have everything together. So when I was coming to the auditorium, I had all those things together. By the time I got there and I was performing, and they will all say, wow. When at the end of my performance, they all stood up and clapped. The manager told me that they never did that before. They don't do that to anybody, no matter what you want to play. You just sit down. And I said, I'm an African man. I carry different grace. God inside of me is different.
Amen.
I don't know what kind of God I have there, but then the God I carry from Africa, which is inside of me, is a different one. So, and then from there, I got different contacts and contracts. And so for me, it's anytime you have opportunity to do anything, you have any opportunity to do anything, do it like your last. Don't do it like just do it, or Yeah, because I see one of the things that we have in Africa is people are very afraid to play their musical instrument, to sing. They are timid. I don't know, maybe it's the way our parents raised us that we don't have this full capacity. Like you see an average American who is very bold, you talk to your face, doesn't care. But Nigeria, even if you can do it, they're shy. Hello, sir. You see, I keep telling people, for using the word sir or man does not mean that you are stupid or you are dumb.
Exactly.
The point is, when you want to, project yourself to people, you must be bold. Don't hold back. Give your best. That's what I'm saying. Give your best at every point in time. Even if you are called to come and sing in a small church, maybe the audience is just or the congregation is just 5 or 10. Sing it like you love, because you don't know who will be there or who might be there watching what you're doing. So I did that, and from there it was just different level. And then a time came, they've been trying to get across to talking drum with African instrument, per se, and they've not been able to do that. So they went to Atlanta and they met this man. I can't remember his name. He lives in Atlanta. They did about 40 terabytes worth of samples of talking drums, Yalu, Bata, Omele, all of those things. And I tried to put it in sound. It didn't sound good. So what I did was that I had one that I did myself, and I put that, I released that as a sample. And people were calling Yama every night and day to say, we want talking drum on montage. And Yama would say, there's no talking drum on montage. I said, no, Wole only played one. So I caused them trouble. So which is why that when you're doing something, you must always create something new. Don't sit until people ask you to do something. Do it yourself. Start to use your mind. Pray to God for wisdom, understanding, lightness of heart. So you're able to do something that nobody has done. So they've been looking for the success of that talking drum. And then now the convention follow afterwards. I didn't go with them. Because what they do is that they pick people from different regions to participate in different, you understand, because they have a lot of ambassadors across the globe. So they will pick from this session today, this area tomorrow, they'll pick for different regions to participate. So in the year that I wasn't there, they tried to do Makosa, Juju, no, not even Juju, Makosa, and they call it Asonto. But a lot of the black or the African distributor rejected the product and said, no, this is not good. Go and meet Wole. Now, most of them I've met were referencing me to them and said, Wole is your artist, is your ambassador. Go and meet him, let him do this for us. So when they came to me and said, I want to do this for you. And I said, no, if you must do it, I want more. Because now you must understand every opportunity that comes to you. Don't say because something is coming to you, you are just taking it. See every opportunity that comes to you as an avenue for you to get better. So when they came to me and said, okay, they want to do this, I said, okay, it's good, but this is mine. This is what I will take. It's no longer what you can pay me. This is what I want. If you want me to do this, I will take it. And they told me that nobody has done that to them. They pay people what they want to pay. I said, I'm not like that. If you want to do it, go and do it yourself. And that's me. I usually will stay on what I want to get to pay. You can't tell me this is what I'll pay. I'll tell you I'm not doing it. I'm not in a hurry and I'm not hungry. So they went back and forth. They went back to Japan to sit in the meeting, put me on Skype and say, okay, Wole, we understand you want to do this. Can you do it? I said, I told you what I'm going to pay. This is my charges. If you want me to do this, so they said, okay, we make you a consultant. I said, making a consultant without getting paid does not pay my bills. It's just a name. So you have to gravitate that.
Trying to use spoke. Trying to use spoke on you.
I'm an Igbo man upstairs. So sometimes we also need to understand that when we have opportunity to showcase ourselves, you must know your worth. If you don't know your worth, you'll be worthless.
Exactly.
So I knew said, this is what I would take. And then it's okay. So now I had to go to England to speak with one of the guys who had Mr. Martin Harris, who's a big time, music musician, very great. Worked with them for many years and all that. UC Pro. So we went back and forth to create styles this time around. So because when you look at it, they had something before in some of the former keyboards. They call it Igbo Alive. I wasn't like that. I said even the Igbo who are in diaspora will reject this.
Wow.
Not because of the Igbo who are living who are home. This does not sound like anything like close to Igbo. Whoever did it for you, just took your money around. So I said, okay, I'll do them three samples. So we signed the contract. They came back. It's okay. We'll pay you. Okay, it's okay. This is how it is. And then we began to work on them. And then I did 3 styles. And then I inputted the talking drum to it. And then they did the talking drum. They had no breakthrough on the talking drum because it's not their terrain. And you know, I played one that I did. I sent to them. They struggled to do it. They couldn't get it. So when I did it, I now did a demo for them, which is the demo I did. I played all the African instruments, African percussion first at the beginning of the music for them, and they struggled with it. So they called me and said, "Okay, you know what? You need to come to Germany to come and help us fix this drum."
We have 2 minutes to coast home, so that. But just 2 minutes.
I'm gonna just saying this so that people can understand that the process, what goes behind the scene, it's not just what you see only. So you can understand what it is that you have, because for me also getting to the place whereby we did the stuff, it's a different ballgame entirely. When I began to now, share my expertise in terms of what I know about frequency, about compression, how to make the instrument. Like I said, that the instrument naturally does not have bass, but then to create it, you have to make it sound bigger. So all of those technical things that I imputed for them, and it made it to have success. So that's about it. Thank you, sir.
Wow. It's been a very, very exciting time with you. It's like we shouldn't stop. I feel the need to bring you again some other times, because I know there's so much you really need to share with us. But one thing I have learned from what you have said is that you as a businessman should know your worth.
Yeah.
And you should not downplay that worth in any circumstance. And as much as possible, know that a man's gifts will make way for him. It will stand before kings. It will not stand before mean men. And I think that is what has really played down in your end. We want to say big thank you. It's been a very good exposition, like somebody has said, and I have a lot to take away too as a musician from what you have really spoken this night. Ambassador, thank you very much. We really want to say big thanks for granting us this wonderful interview. We'll definitely work for a way to bring you back, because there are a lot of questions I really would have asked, but suffice to say, these ones that we have had tonight actually is key to what will bring us great dividends in this COVID-19 that we are in. Once again, I want to say big thank you. I want to say big thank you to those that have stayed in through till the end of this program. And until we'll meet you once again for another music business, I want to say bye-bye and God bless you. Thank you, Ambassador. And God bless you, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.